welcome to or back to my channel, and happy Mother's Day if you're seeing this on Mother's Day on Sunday. Today's video, we're checking out some polishes from Bornpretty, a 6-piece set, and we are going to do some cute little press-on nails with these. I love the little booklet. They do include that in case you've never used it before. It tells you how to apply and remove the product. So let's get these bottles right out of the packaging. Now, the colors in this set are absolutely gorgeous. If you're a pink lover like I am, this set right here is definitely a must-have to add to your gel color collection. They range everywhere from a soft pastel pink to a hot pink with some hot corals, a beautiful holographic glitters in here. They're all labeled BPHP01 through BPHP06. And I'm actually going to utilize all 6 of these today in the set of nails that I'm creating for you. Also, like I said at the beginning, happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you're enjoying the sun, the weather, spending some quality time with your family, your friends, your kiddos, and making the most of the day. So definitely have a beautiful, wonderful, blessed Mother's Day. So now that we are done looking at all the colors that come in this 6-piece set, finishing it out with this beautiful glitter polish, we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got some Coffin long full cover tips. I've taken my file and removed that little nub off the very tip of the nails that happens from manufacturing and dusted them off, and I'm ready. I'm going ahead and starting to put my base color down on all these nails. Now, I am going to tell you this thumbnail is going to change later on, because something happened during the process of making the nails. It went flying, and sometimes those accidents happen. And so I ended up remaking it because it went flying and I couldn't find it. And I ended up finding it later, but during the process of this, I was like, no big deal, I'll just go ahead and remake it. But when I did remake it, I decided to put the glitter at the tip of it and the pink up towards the base of the nail, the cuticle area of the nail. So you will see it look this way when I'm making it. Then you'll see it the other way around. So if you're wondering, like, what happened? Did the glitter did not crawl down the nail? No, it didn't. So I made a boo-boo. It ended up tucked up under my desk. I don't know how it got under there. It's weird how things fall and they end up in the places that they end up in, or they get flung and they end up in the places they end up in. What's really crazy is when you drop something right in front of you and you can't find it. It's so frustrating, especially when it falls like right at your feet and you look there and it ends up being 5 feet away. It just seems like it just yeets itself all the way somewhere else. It happens to me with rhinestones every once in a while. That is really frustrating too. Like if you drop a rhinestone, I swear it could be the next room when you finally find it. It's like, how did it get over here? But oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out adding the base color to all the nails. I sped it up just a little bit for you guys so you can still see the gel polish being applied, which it applies beautifully. It's a 1-coat coverage with these gel polishes. Now, I would recommend 2 coats for application, but you can get full coverage in 1 coat. And when you get done applying your gel polish, if you flip it over for a few seconds, kind of let it self-level back to the center, you get a nice smoother application. And it also draws it away from the outside edges of the nail before it goes into the lamp. So I'm going through and just doing 1 coat because I'm going to create designs on top of these. And I will do some matte top coating over some of these gel colors before I do the design I'm going to do over top of it. So once I get done applying my gel polish, these are going in my UV LED lamp for 60 seconds. Up to 2 minutes depending on the wattage of your lamp. You can do each one individually and cure it, or you can polish them all and cure them together. If they sit on the nail tip stands, you definitely want to flip them over and let them self-level back to the center for a few seconds or more to make sure that your gel polish is not pooling at the outside edges of your full cover tips. So now that I have my nails fully cured, I'm going in and adding some of that beautiful glitter. Like I said earlier, you're going to see it do a little switchy changey. I started off, I did the glitter at the top of the thumbnail, but when I lost it, I decided to switch it up and do it the opposite way when I remade it. So it's a very beautiful glitter, and I'm just going to take an ombre tool and just kind of drag a little bit. There's pigment in that gel glitter polish, but it's very, very mild pigment, but it is going to affect the color of the nail that you're putting it over top of. So if you're putting that over top of even a darker pink, it's going to change the hue of that pink just a little bit. So that's how the glitter fade turned out on both those nails. And of course, we do switch it up with the thumbnail later on. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the index finger. I matte top coated the surface of the index finger because sometimes, depending on the gels I'm working with, I like to work on a matte surface. I'm using a very nice white gel polish from Bornpretty, and the matte surface made it a little bit easier to work on with this particular gel polish. Now I'm starting off with making a circle, but I'm going to end up with more of an oval shape by the time I get done with it. So I will speed through and let you guys watch this nail come together and explain to you at the same time what it is that I'm going to be doing. So I'm taking my liner brush and I am just smoothing that circle out into more of an oval shape. Just taking my time to kind of push that gel polish out and work with the gel polish that I've already applied to the nail. It just takes a moment or two to get that correct shape that I'm wanting. But once I got it, it's time to move on and start adding the body. I take a nice little dollop of gel polish on my liner brush, put it down, and start to smooth it out to create a shape of a body. I'm going to bring that gel polish up and connect it to the head. I'm also going to start to create some legs from the body of the gel polish. I like to take a little bit more gel polish and put it down and kind of work it out instead of adding little bitty bits over and over again when I'm starting my shape. Now, I do wish I would have made the legs just a little bit bigger, but it still turned out really super cute. And I want there to be a little bit more body compared to the legs, a little bit more of a rounded shape. So I'm going to go back in and add just a little bit more gel to round out the body nicely on both sides before I move on to the next step. I will draw that gel polish back up towards the head to fill in that little bit of a gap around the neck before I put this in the lamp to cure this for 60 seconds. And once this is fully cured, I will move on to adding the next set of details. So now that my body is fully cured in the lamp, I'm going to go ahead and start doing the design around the head. This has bunny ears on it, so I'm going and putting the headpiece in. I'm keeping it nice and thick around the top and drawing that down and around the rounded edges of the head of my character. It needs to get nice and thin as I bring it around to the sides. We need a nice little hint of color, but we don't want it to be super thick all the way around. I'm going to repeat those exact same steps on the opposite side, just taking that gel polish and drawing it down and around and tucking it in nicely right there around the edge of the head. I'm going to go in and add a little bit more gel to thicken it up because this piece around the head needs to be just a little bit wider. If you do that and you bring it over a little bit too wide, you can take your cleanup brush and just go around the outside line of it and just draw it in and tighten it up really nicely. So once I get done making this shape around the head, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in the ears once I think this is nice and thick enough. And now one ear is going to be standing up straight and one ear is going to be flopped over. So I'm going to go ahead and start dragging some gel polish up to create the ear that's going to be standing up straight first. And I will go through and work at it and finesse it to get it in just the right shape that I want. It's going to be pretty tall on the nail, so it needs to come up pretty high, as close as it can to the upper edge of the nail. Now, I could have put my character a little bit further down on the nail, but I wanted it to be in this position that it's in. So I just have to work that gel till I got that nice thick shape. Then I'm going to go in and start rounding out the ear. Now, the ear is going to be about half as tall as the full length ear, but it's going to round off to the side to give the impression that it's kind of bent over a little bit. So I'm just going to work that gel polish out and around to round that out nicely, kind of make it a little bit thicker to one side than the other, because I will go in and add a line there later on to kind of give it the impression that the ear right there is bent over. Once I'm done with the piece around the head, I went ahead and added some nice little triangular shapes right here on each side, like a little bit of a cape around both sides. And then I will be able to go in and add a little bit of pink in the middle of both of them in a little bit of a triangular shape to show the little bit of material that is in between where the hands are going to be. The hands will cover up where it will go around the neckline, so I don't need to put all those little details in there. I'm just going in and adding these little bits on the side, trying to get as much product added to the nail before I put it in the lamp to cure it, so I don't have to spend as much time curing in between each little bit of detail that I add to the nail. So for the next couple minutes, I'm going to let you guys enjoy watching this design come to life with all its line work, the eyes and mouth, the shadows around the feet, the ear, all that line work around the outside of the body. And then I will be back for the last finishing touch before we move on to the next design on the next nail. So now that the body line work is done, I'm taking a little bit of a yellow 3D modeling gel and just adding a cute little nose on to the face. I'm also going to take the 3D modeling gel and add in a cute little flower on the top of the head. The 3D modeling gel is really easy to work with. The product that I'm working with comes from Express Claws, so I will link it down below in case you're interested in getting a hold of some 3D modeling gel. I do enjoy working with Express Claws 3D modeling gel because it's very quick and easy to work with, and you have a lot of time to work with it as well. So a little bit of it goes a long way. So just a very little micro dot of it will make a nose on your character like that. So always be mindful when you're working with the 3D gel. It does cure in the lamp in 60 seconds for you, and it's completely cured. I do like to matte top coat of my modeling gel, or even coat it with a shiny top coat, just depending on the look that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go in with some white, and I'm going to start molding in some petals. The flower doesn't have to be perfect. It's just supposed to be a cute little added touch. And silicone tools come in really handy to work with the modeling gel, and I got my silicone tools from Express Claws as well. So I'm going to add 4 white beads of the 3D modeling gel to the top. I've went ahead and scooped them out of the container, rolled them into little balls, tried to get them at equal shapes, and I'm putting them down one at a time, making sure that I get full adhesion to the nail. I want to make sure it's completely touching on all sides. Even if it looks like it's raised up a little bit, you want to make sure that all sides are in complete contact with the nail. And I'm getting that nice shape and going back in with the silicone tool to to press them down from the inside to kind of give them that nice little petal shape. And I will put 4 of those in there. When I get done adding all 4 of the petals to the nail, I'll make a nice little hole in the center, and that nice little hole is where I'm going to put my last little bit of modeling gel in yellow to make the center of the flower. It does take a little bit of time to finesse it and kind of get it in the right shape, but it's really easy to work with this product. Like I said, you have a lot of time to work with it. It does not set up and cure until you put it in the lamp, so you have plenty of time to work with it. And it does move with every little bitty touch, but it's okay if you make a mistake with it. You can always easily fix it with the modeling gel. You can take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and whatever brush of your choice, and you can smooth out the surface. I like to smooth it out whenever I'm working with it to get a nice smooth surface. And there I am sticking a little hole right in the center of the flower. That's where the little yellow is going to go into the center of it. And there I am adding in that last little bead, pressing it down with my silicone tool to make sure it has good adhesion. Then I'm taking just a little brush and flattening it out just a little bit, but going back around the outside edges to round it out to make sure it is the way I want it before I stick it in the lamp, because once I stick it in the lamp, it is going to be stuck however I made it. That's what it looks like. So in the lamp, that goes for 60 seconds. Now I am moving on to the ring finger. I totally forgot to matte top coat this like I had planned on before I got started on it. So I will do my base shape. Then I ended up going over it and matte top coating it before I added in all my little details. But I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going in and making a round head that's going to be a little bit more oval by the time I get done smoothing it out. And then I will start to build in some more shape to the head. I'm going to go in and add some ears into the head, then a little bit of a neck. Then I'm going to come in and start to add in the body, which is going to be wearing an outfit. So I'm going to be using a solid color. I'm going to add in some sleeves, some feet. I'm going to go in and do all the line work and details, and I will be back once all those details are completed to go on to the next step with you guys, because I'm going to add some 3D modeling gel into this character as well. So I'm going to play music for a few minutes. I hope you enjoy watching this character come to life. It's the exact same steps as the last one. This is a different character, but it is a lot of similarities in how I created this character as well. When I get to the lining process, you will see my hand go off camera more. I do roll my liner brush into my black gel polish and roll it out and draw it out nice and thin to get nice thin amounts of gel polish in my liner brush to make a nice thin lines. I do like to go over my line work sometimes and touch it up if it's not as opaque as I like it to be. But since these are smaller characters, I do want my line work to be nice and tight around my character. So I'm going to play music for a couple minutes, and then I'll be back when this design is done so we can move on to the next step in this design. So I've taken that 3D modeling gel and created a nice little nose on the face of the character with the yellow, just like I did the last one. Now I'm taking that white modeling gel and I have taken a little bit bigger of a piece and rolled it out to look like a grain of rice, and I'm just taking a silicone tool and pressing that down nice and flat. Then I will go back and mold this. I'm going to make just a nice little bow with the 3D modeling gel, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a nice little cute added extra touch, and I'm just going to get that nice shape. And I'm trying to make sure that my 3D modeling gel is adhering to my nail, because I want to make sure it's completely attached and pressed down before I do anything else with it. I'm going to take my silicone tool and press it in from the sides to start to get that little bit of a bow shape out of it, and then I will take that tool as well to flatten things out and just start to add the little bitty creases. It's really quick and easy to make a nice little simple bow with your 3D modeling gel, and I think the bow on this one turned out really cute. I am also going to paint this bow when I get done with it, so I am going to speed it up a little bit to let you guys watch the bow come to life. I do take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and smooth it out as I'm going, because like I said earlier, the 3D modeling gel, it moves whichever way it moves when you touch it. So just a little bit of a touch can leave impressions in it. So always keep that in mind when you're working with this 3D modeling gel. I like to keep a little dampened dish with just a little bit of 90% isopropyl alcohol. You can use 70%, and a nice little cleanup brush, little round brush works perfectly. Right here I'm using just a little bitty shading brush. I find this brush to be nice because it's multi-purpose and it's nice and small, so it gets in little bitty cracks and crevices a little bit easier. It's not as great for general cleanup, for cleaning up line work or anything like that, but it is good for working with small areas like this with the modeling gel. So I am just going in, and I will take my silicone tool, and I will make some indentions in the little bow as well, kind of roll it to the side a little bit to get that nice little shape and press it down the center. I am going to paint the bow to complement the set of nails as well, so I am going to finish that out, and then this nail design will be done. I am going to cure my 3D modeling gel on the nail before I paint it with the gel polish. So when I cure my 3D modeling gel for 60 seconds, then I paint it with the gel polish. I have to cure my gel polish again for another 60 seconds, and I want to top coat over that bow as well to preserve it and protect my gel polish from breaking or chipping off. So after completely curing all the layers and top coating, this is what the nail looks like. It's completely done. Now it's time to move on to the next nail. So here is the thumbnail again. And as you can see, the glitter is now at the bottom of the nail, but I like the way this one turned out this way. So I'm not going to do a lot with this nail on camera. I am going to take this 3D modeling gel again. I'm going to get a nice little healthy bead of this, and I'm going to create a bow really quickly on the thumbnail. I'm also going to be doing some flowers on the pinky nail. I did the middle nail completely off camera, so I'm going to speed through and just give you guys a quick glance through as to how I created a thumbnail and the pinky nail, since I'm just making another bow and I'm making more flowers. I hope you guys enjoy this video. When I finish these two nails, I will show you the entire set completed, and I will show them to you on my hands. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Definitely smash that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to click that bell for notifications so you don't miss when I post new content. I absolutely appreciate and adore you guys. Thank you guys who are returning back to my channel, and welcome all my new subscribers. I absolutely appreciate all your all's support. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think of this design and these products today. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you here and to be part of my YouTube family. So welcome. So we're at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I added 3 flowers onto the pinky. I added some twinkles onto the pinky, the thumbnail, and the middle finger, and I put the little peace fingers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.